Welcome back to the series, How Growing Up Fat Traumatized Me. This is episode 2. This episode is doctors, so experiences at the doctors, with the doctors, just doctors in general. I talk about my experience. I hope you like this series so far. If you haven't caught the first one, it is linked, and that is shopping. So let's get into the video. Well, welcome back to How Growing Up Fat Traumatized Me, and maybe you. Today we're going to be talking about the doctors and going through my experience personally and some other points that I would love to talk about that the doctors you may relate to when dealing with the doctors, either currently, if you are still plus size, or growing up fat. So let's get into it. Talking to the doctors may be daunting. Going to the doctors can feel like an absolute chore, considering we know once we go, our concerns are most likely not going to be addressed the way we would like them to be addressed, and that's just hard. Who wants to make a doctor's appointment, take time off work, or take time out of your day, or any of that for the situation or what your concerns are about are not valid to them? It's just very frustrating, and I know a lot of people can relate with that and can relate to that. So many times I have gone to the doctors for something as a child, even just a checkup, but anything else that concerns me, and the first thing they say is, it's because you're fat. It's because you're fat. It's because you're fat. And I'm not being dramatic. Doctors have literally told me that to my face and told me to lose weight at 10 years old or younger. They don't, even though they just assume based on how much I weigh that I'm not an active child and that I'm not healthy or involved in sports or anything, when that's the opposite. I'm quite literally involved with sports as a child. I played almost every sport, and so it's just really infuriating, especially now that I'm a mom, because if a doctor ever tried to say that in front of my kid, I'm about, hush your mouth. I will, no, we don't talk about their body like that. Because why are you discussing anything? If you really have a genuine concern, why are you saying anything in front of the kid? They can understand you. It's just concerning that every time someone brings up something and they're fat, they are quick to just be like, you're fat. Like when I went to the surgeon because I had carpal tunnel. I told them I've had tennis elbow or tendonitis and tennis elbow or all that growing up because I am a bowler, and so I basically got carpal tunnel because I've been a bowler my entire life. Almost 10 years ago I had carpal tunnel surgery, but when I went to the surgeon, they told me to lose weight. They said, yeah, you're a bit big, basically. He was like, yeah, so you're overweight, and overweight can cause inflammation in the body. And I was like, so you're telling me my carpal tunnel in my wrist is because I'm fat? Just like my migraines and my headaches. My sprained ankle once. Just like when I was pregnant with my son. When I get pregnant, I get this thing called SPD or PGP. Basically, it's like pelvic something. I'll put up on the screen so you can read. But basically, my pelvis, it happens to a lot of people with different things, but mine specifically rubbed together, and it made me not be able to walk by myself almost the entire pregnancy, probably the second half of the pregnancy. I couldn't walk really by myself. Michael actually had to get up out of bed at like 3 a.m. with me to take me to the bathroom, to help me sit and walk to the bathroom. This was during COVID, so thank God I was at home, but literally on breaks and stuff, he would have to come get me out of my chair and bring me to the living room because I could not walk by myself. And my OB said, oh, that's just sciatica. And when I said, no, it's actually this, because I did my research, they told me no, and they didn't even know what that was, and it's just sciatica, and I'm fat. Obviously, they didn't just be like, you're fat, but they were like, you're obese. It's just funny. So that, and you're pregnant, so like being fatter, obese, more obese, makes you like your pain or whatever you're dealing with more, and it's normal. What I was dealing with, ma'am, is not normal. 1 in 5 women do get it, but it's not normal. It's common, but it's not normal. I should be able to walk my entire pregnancy, except maybe for like the last of it, you know? So anyways, that is a whole ordeal. That is a whole ordeal, cause girl. And it's just frustrating because obviously your concerns are none of theirs. When you're fat, when you grow up fat, when you're just fat in general, like they don't care if you go in because you're having like hormone issues, or you think like something's going on with like your thyroid, or you just want to check on stuff and like get it updated. Maybe it's been a year and you need to get like all your labs done. They will literally fight you and be like, no, I'm not gonna approve it because you're fat. They literally, I've been told like, no, we don't need to check your blood. I'm sorry, what? I have a concern that I think my hormones may be off. Maybe I have PCOS, because I did think that. And you're gonna tell me like, no, you should lose weight first. That will solve all your problems. That will solve your problems, because if you come to them with any concern, they just blame it on being fat, and it's very frustrating. I am so thankful for my OB that I had with her. She was amazing. I loved it. But I'm just like, girl, please. I'm not imagining these things in my head, you know? So it's just frustrating. I literally want to cry making a doctor appointment, seeing a doctor, and leaving the doctors typically is because we didn't probably resolve anything. The other thing about doctors that absolutely like grinds my gears is they congratulate you, or they tell you what a great job you're doing. You come in after a while and they, weigh you and you've lost weight. They literally, I've never experienced that as a child because I just kept getting bigger. As you do, as you grow. Like, you're not supposed to keep getting smaller. As you grow up, as you are a child, your body needs to grow. You need to get bigger, stronger, But they definitely did this when I was pregnant with her. I technically was losing weight. I went in at 302, and I went in at 302 like for my very first appointment. And I think by the time at 39 weeks, the day I had her, the day I went in and then I was induced, I was at 307, which means it's all her, and I've actually lost weight. Like, if I didn't have her, like once I lose all the water weight and had her and all of that, I was down. I was under 300 pounds, and I was like, what the heck? But she congratulated me. My 6-week postpartum, they congratulated me. Which I know I gained so much weight with my son. And so with her, I lost all this weight, and it was really weird. I've never experienced that before. But that could be a trigger for someone. Stepping on the scale can be a trigger for someone, and you're making them step on the scale. I mean, you can decline. I want y'all to know, you could say, no, thank you. I don't want to be weighed today. They cannot make you. I guess I just did it because they kept giving it me like a little attitude when I said no in the beginning of my pregnancy. I did it once, and then I just said no because I'm the same weight. And then by the end, I wanted to know to see how like big she would be, kind of. But you can say no to anything they make you do. You could be like, no, thank you. If you relate to this, I am so sorry. I truly hate that people relate to these experiences. I don't want people to relate to these experiences, honestly, but it needs to be talked about. When you're fat, you're supposed to shut your mouth and not talk about it. Not talk about how hard it is. And people will be like, oh, you made yourself fat. You don't know you just don't know anything. And so mean comments, they're just mean. I love a troll because, baby, you are more mad at your life than you are really at me. Because if you're truly happy, you don't go around leaving mean comments. I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching this series. It means so much to me in my journey in life, and like, I just have such a calling to make this series because growing up fat did traumatize me, and I really want to speak on things that we don't talk about normally because we are not really meant to. When you're fat in society, they just kind of shush, 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 shush. What did I get told when I was a child? Kids should be seen, not heard. That's what people did to me being fat growing up. Shush, 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 shush. You don't matter. So I just want to be the voice for other people to explain how they feel. And if this doesn't if you don't feel this way, like, and you know, I'm speaking for me and my personal experience. If you resonate, I hope you're able to heal through all like the trauma that you may have endured and anything with growing up, you know, plus size, fat, whatever. I really appreciate you guys watching this series. Like I said, it is near dear to my soul, my heart. I feel called to make these because I feel like we've all dealt with some of these issues through the series, unfortunately, through our lives or at one point or another. And I just want to say again, like I said a million times, thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate it. So we'll see you next video. Do like, subscribe, and